Thanks for stopping back by the Vintage Modernist. I picked this dude up as heat for this shop for 40 bucks. They're like 140 bucks new. This thing has been used, I was told, for 3 days during a power outage several years ago. The guy apparently had some divine assurance that he would never have a power outage again and didn't want it anymore. And I kept asking him, "Are you sure? You sure you only want 40 bucks for it?" "Yeah. Be glad to see it gone." I'll be glad to see it arrive. And I am. Got it for the shop. You can use them in the home, and I think they're ideal as a supplemental heat source or a backup heat source. They've been using kerosene in Japan and still do to this day. It's perfectly safe. It is a non-volatile fuel. It isn't like gasoline, where you have the potential of it going bad in a month because it draws moisture in the container, or gasoline is very volatile. It has a low flash point. It can ignite on its own. I suppose kerosene can too, but it's much higher. It's much safer. There is a carbon emissions concern. I don't think I'd stick this in a bedroom and close the door. You'd take a good long sleep, all right. The final one. Perfectly safe for home heat. Winter's coming, and we know it's coming. It isn't cold yet, but it's going to get cold. It amazes me the number of Americans who don't have a backup plan. If you are in the middle of a winter storm and your electricity goes out, you have no furnace. Now, personally, I have a furnace. I haven't run it in years. I rely on wood heat. I think it's a better heat. It's dirty, sure, but a furnace is filthy too. I called one year. I ran out of propane, like someone who fails to prepare, knowing that it's coming. I ran out, and at the time they wanted $4.60 a gallon, and I just said, "You can keep it." I went and bought an electric hot water heater, put it in. I haven't bought a drop of propane since. What happens when the power goes out? What happens when there's an ice storm moves in, which is really big where we live at? We get an ice storm almost every year to varying degrees. Sometimes severe. I've been without power before, without electricity for 9 days, and cooked the meals out on the barbecue grill, and I had my wood heat, so we weren't cold. But I'm telling you, if you're a grown man and you have a wife, or you have children, or you have both, and you're sitting there under 75 blankets trying to stay warm to stay alive, and you have no supplemental heat source other than, you have your furnace, and it doesn't work now for whatever reason, and here we all are under our bundle trying to stay alive, basically, I would feel exactly the same way as if I was on the side of the road without a spare tire. I would feel like a fool. Why didn't you prepare? Even something, a smaller, independent version of a heat source that you could stick in a room and close the door. Obviously you don't want the fumes and closing the door, but something that you can rest assured this is going to get us through. Because I don't think most people stop and think, why didn't I prepare? What they do is sit and look at the dark room and think, when is it going to come on? Why don't they just get it turned back on? In a massive power outage or a storm, thunderstorm, something with heavy winds, you've got trees down on lines. It isn't just you that's out of electricity. It's potentially thousands of homes. You see this every year in the Northeast, and they're saying, the possibility of death now because these people didn't prepare at all. Well, we got plenty of propane. Furnace is good until it's not. Why wouldn't you do this for your own benefit and for the benefit of your family? Like I said, I bought this thing for the shop. 40 bucks is a steal. And I didn't only get this. I got that. And I got that. And I got that. About 12 gallons of 1K kerosene, which they recommend in stuff like these. It burns cleaner. There's almost no smoke, if any. They've been using it in Japan they still use it. They use it in India. They use it all over the place. And people in America do. For decades, Americans have used it. They used to call it coal oil, which is an obsolete term now, but it's the same thing. Completely safe. They've used it to light lanterns, supplemental heat sources. The moral of the story remains the same. Wouldn't it be better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it? For your own good, for the good of your family, a little peace of mind. I'm going to be happy. I already am, but I'll be pleased as punch to be toasty warm out here. That is a downside of this. There is no onboard thermostat. You're either full bore on or off. But it will heat the shop. It'll heat up a little over 1,000 square feet is what it's rated for. It's got a little fuel gauge on it. The little cap is on a chain so you don't lose it. It does have a battery powered igniter on the back. Takes a couple C batteries. I don't think I'm going to fool with that. Why get used to something and then if it doesn't work when you're dependent on it and all that, you can light it by hand. It's no big deal. Why not, man? Why wouldn't you? For the same reason that people don't make wills for their death, or they don't have a rainy day fund, or they don't know how to change a tire. Just basic, minimal preparation stuff that just, if nothing else, it's peace of mind. It saves you a lot of hassle. It's a quick video, but it's worth considering because we know it's coming. It's going to get cold. We know this. Why not prepare for it now while it's not cold, when you don't need it? I thank you for watching. You can throw your comments down in the thingamadingy. You can click the thumbs up on the other thingy-madingy, wherever it is. I don't know. You don't have to. It's a free country. In theory. I thank you for watching. Get prepared, man. Doesn't make you a prepper. Doesn't mean you're a doomsday. The zombie apocalypse already happened. I'll show you real quick what it looks like. Hey, I need your attention. Yeah. Doesn't mean you're a freak show or a doomsday or a cult nutball. To have basic preparations for what you might need in case of emergency. A bug out bag, a first aid kit, a little supplemental heat. Even if you got to pay full price. But I would recommend, on that subject, last note, this kerosene at Home Depot, I think 2 gallons was like $42. It's just astronomical. Call your local propane company. I believe they sell it, not all of them. Call them first and find out if they sell kerosene. 1K. And if they'll sell it by the gallon. And keep a couple gallons around. It'll keep for half of forever probably. I don't know. I've heard people keeping it for 10 years. You can keep the rust from getting to the bottom of your container or put it in a plastic mower thing for gasoline. Just label it. Why not, man? Now's the time when you don't need it. Because the time coming when you do, it'll be too late at that point. Do yourself a favor, a little preparation. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.